Before we get into this episode, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. You can hit the notification button so you can get updated weekly on all of our latest content. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, tell us what you want to see next below. Someone who I have wanted on the podcast, on the show for so long is finally here. I feel like it had to make sense. And it makes sense now. And we'll get into why. Nick of BUMPSUIT, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I want to go back and tell your story. First of all, when you were a little girl and you're this beautiful and tall and entrepreneurial, how did you manage to not have tall poppy syndrome in Australia?
I actually was discovered when I was 16 and I went straight from the outback to New York.
So before you were discovered at 16 as a model, what were you like? Were you always this tall and like you must have stood out?
I was like the nerdy, tall, skinny, lanky girl that
every model says
hung out in the. Well, that's the funny thing because this woman discovered me when I was shopping with my sister. She moved to the city and I went to go shopping, but I had no money. And she discovered me and she was like, I know all about you. So little towns talk. And she knew who I was from my little town. And she called my family like nonstop. She was like, I really want her to be a model. I have a full career for her, da-da-da. I was like, hell no, because girls are so bitchy at school already. Like, could you imagine what the modeling field is like? I was like, I'm not doing that. But then she managed to convince my family to just let me try this competition and I won it. And it led to this other competition, which I won, and it led to the Ford Supermodel of the World, which I came runners-up in. And this is all over a period of like 6 months. And I just got to find out that all of the girls are like tall, lanky, skinny girls. They're like baby Bambis that never found their like coordination. And then they grew up to be these like glamazons. So I was really surprised how nice, how well educated, how, kind of in the same boat a lot of us were. So I found my best friends through modeling.
So it wasn't what we hear, like the catty, bitchy.
No.
Not at all.
I found that more in school.
Huh.
Definitely. Like definitely.
What was the difference between Australia and New York?
Everything.
Right.
So I grew up with a conservative Italian father, and I don't know how he allowed me to move to New York, but he really trusted me. And he said to me, I was like, how you don't let me go to parties, but you'll let me move to New York. My parents kind of had to, because when I won the Ford Supermodel of the World, they had to sign for me to take responsibility. And when I came runners up, I didn't even look at myself in the mirror. I wasn't even aware of beauty. Came from the bush, and then I'm in Dominican Republic for the Ford Supermodel of the World. This is before reality TV existed. It's a massive production. Ford was like massive at the time. And I came runners up in the world. And they were like, great, now you have to move to New York and here's a $250,000 contract. And I was like, I'm not moving to New York. This was just for fun. And they were like, no, your parents have signed before you started the competition. We've now invested in you, so you have to move to New York. And we took it very seriously. Like I was from a tiny town in Australia and very like sheltered. And yeah, it was a major like traumatic event in my life, but it was so positive in a way. But for me, I was like, I can't do this. Like,
so what do you do when you're thrust into it? Are your parents and your family with you or no?
No. I mean, my family couldn't afford to do that. And I have 3 other siblings. So I had to go by myself. And it wasn't really like, I mean, when you're young, I think you have a lot of confidence. You think you can do anything and you think you're always right, So I had a little bit of that, but I was kind of like, they promised that there was a chaperone and I was going to a model apartment, but like I arrived and they were like, there's no boys allowed in the model apartment. And the first night I arrived, there was like a boy there. And I was like, what's going on? It just, the guy's now like my brother to this day. I just made a friend with him, and he like really protected me and told me like all the ins and outs and what was going to happen. And
do they throw you on go-sees and all these different things right away? They just threw you into it?
Basically, you go to the agency, you get, back then it was a fax. I feel like I'm so old. That you get a fax of your day and you have to call like throughout the day with a calling card, SIM card. Where am I going to next? Map out your day, take the subway, walk around in your boots or whatever, or switch shoes if you can. All the construction workers in New York are like, damn, baby, you a tall glass of water and I'm thirsty. And I'm like laughing my head off going like, I should write a book about like all of the lines that these guys say. Because coming from Australia, you don't get that. And then you're in New York and there's all this like energy going around and like people just like, you know, complimenting you in their own way. And I thought it was just an amazing, vivacious like world. And I was also like, my dad said to me before I left, I was like, how do you not let me go to parties, but you'll let me move to New York? Even though like he didn't have a choice, which is what I found out later from my mom. She was like, it was the worst time for me and your dad. Because they took the contract really seriously. They could have been like, no, sorry, thanks for the, you know.
But they had come from a small town, so they probably didn't know that.
Yeah. And my dad said to me, and I'll never forget this, because you have a strong head on your shoulders and I trust you. And so that to me, that was my first parenting advice. It's like you give your child a standard and they will live up to it. You tell them you can do this and they will live up to it. And so I did. Like, it was always in the back of my mind. I saw girls making like all the mistakes.
Like what?
I mean, it's so crazy because I'm Australian and extroverted, but I'm kind of like a good girl, but I seem like a bad girl. So like all the girls would go out partying all night. They wouldn't even come home. And like I would get the blame for it. And I was like at home, not drinking, like because I'm like the extroverted one. I had to go stay at Eileen Ford's house.
I was going to ask you if you had the opportunity to meet her.
Yeah, I was rollerblading and I just got booked for I got this like big opportunity for Maybelline and I messed it up. And I went rollerblading and I like grazed all of my knees and I grazed under my chin, and it was like my second week in New York. So I was adventurous. And like I was meant to do like a Vera Wang campaign, and they told me that I had to go and stay with Eileen Ford because I was misbehaving.
Did you understand how iconic and well-known she was in the industry, or did you have no concept?
No, I wrote a journal at the time and I was like writing all this crazy stuff because I felt like I'd been like kidnapped.
Why? You have to tell us what it's like to stay at Eileen Ford's house.
I remember going in the car with her and her husband, and I was sitting in the back and I didn't know any of these people. Like I just got to New York and I like had this contract.
She's the biggest person in modeling ever.
Right? And so I went up to her massive mansion upstate, and she had a chef. This woman was so amazing.
Did she tell you could just eat fish?
I hung out with the chef. No, we were cooking cakes and yes, I was staying in Katie Ford's room. And I remember opening the closet. It was so beautiful, by the way.
I bet.
The closet had all these furs in it. And like in Australia, we don't need furs. So I was like, whoa, like I'd never seen that in real life.
Insane.
And then I remember they had this beautiful pool and I didn't have a swimsuit. So she was like, here's Katie's swimsuit from when she was young.
You're all this old thing? It's like
and she
ruffles.
And we just like ate dinner and I was so well behaved. Like my parents raised me with really good manners. And they told me that I was the best model that they've ever had stay, and got the most compliments from like all of their friends and their staff.
I'm reading Christy Brinkley's book, who is like, I think she was like an 80s supermodel.
Yes.
But Eileen Ford told her when she went to her house that all she could eat was fish.
Really?
So that's, you got all the cakes.
Yeah, well, I think I was eating it like in the kitchen with the chef because I was so bored. So I'd go hang out in the kitchen.
I thought you were going to say she's like only cooked like tilapia or whatever that fish is
called. I can't remember like what we ate. I just remember there was like every single time we'd eat, it was like a full on, it was like a wedding.
Amazing.
You had your own salt and pepper shaker. You had like, it was like a full setting.
Do you remember the advice she gave you at that age at her house?
I don't remember. I was in trouble. I only remember her saying like she was really impressed with me and I had a big career ahead of me and not to mess it up. And then she sent me off with like all of her friends. I would go with her friends and they had traveled the world. So like when you're hanging out with somebody that's like traveled the entire world, they're like in the fashion world, these people are so eccentric and wise and they have these most eclectic houses and this woman, beautiful homes. This woman like showed me she had like, I mean, just like jewelry and artifacts from all over the world. And she was so eccentric. It was like being in a movie when I think back to it. It was incredible. And then after that, I got back to New York and I got straight to work. And I worked for Vera Wang and she was like, I choose the good ones. She's like, you're going to be a star. She's like, just you watch. She's like, I'm lucky I've got you now, but she's like, I'm always the one that chooses the girls. I know. And just watch. I'm not going to be able to book you. And then after that, I went to Milan and I was staying in like the shittiest hotel, like single bed, no mirror, like no phone in the room either. It was so shitty because the agencies pay for you until you make your own money and then you have to pay them back, right?
Oh my God, I did not know that. I thought they pay for all your living.
Well, you have to pay it back. They pay for it with the understanding that you're going to make them a lot of money. So then you pay them back and you're a free agent. It's kind of like anything, music, sports. And so when I went to Milan, I was like really like I was staying at this hotel called the Hollywood Hotel, but it was so shitty. It was like my parents wouldn't even stay at this hotel. And I was sharing a room with a girl that couldn't speak English and I was so like miserable. I was like, what am I doing? And I remember like having to get clothes, like modeling clothes. And I was wearing like stripper boots with like a vintage black slip dress that I cut off. And because I was going to go see Tom Ford. And at that point, Tom Ford is like, he was the king, is the king. But at this point in fashion, he was the designer of Gucci and Saint Laurent.
So you knew how big he was when you were going to go see him?
He was the guy. If you got the Tom Ford show, he booked like one new girl a season. If you booked the Gucci show, it changed your life. And I'm like, it changed. I owe everything to that man.
Hold on. You have to tell us how you got the job. Like you go to his house. Was he in the bathtub? You know, he loves baths.
You know, he goes, what?
He loves baths.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he loves baths.
I remember in the morning standing on the toilet seat to try and see what my outfit looked like. So there was no full length mirror. So I was standing on the toilet seat to try and see. And I was wearing these crazy, like knee high, like kind of stripper looking boots and this little vintage black slip dress. And I had my hair like up really tight, made my eyebrows go kind of like that. And I had really thick eyebrows. So I was like giving myself a facelift. And I remember going to see Tom Ford and it was different than the other castings because it was like by appointment. So in the other castings, it's like a long line of girls. And then in Tom Ford, it's like just you. And I remember walking in and it was beautiful and it was like serene and there were like orchids and I don't think I'd ever seen like such beautiful orchids and someone was like, hello. And they were so polite to me. And I went in and I walked and I left and it was like really just calm. And I had a dream that night that I got the show. And I had a dream that like my boyfriend that kind of when I left wasn't really like paying me any attention because he was in Australia. He sent me like roses. And in the morning, roses came to my door and I fucking booked the show. My agency called me and they were like, you got the show. And my driver, because in Milan you have a driver, everyone has a driver and it's like an Italian student that like they're obsessed with fashion in Italy. So they just like live to drive the models around during Fashion Week in Milan. And my Italian driver like drove me back to my hotel and it was like a palace. And I was like, what is this? And he's like, this is your hotel. And I was like, oh, is this how it's meant to be? It was like.
So when you did the show and you actually do it, what happened?
So even before I did the show, basically when I got announced that I was doing Gucci, they must have canceled one girl from every single show and I was automatically booked. I didn't have to go to any castings. I got Valentino, I got Versace, I got Roberto Cavalli, Fendi, Missoni, everything.
And how do you not let that, I mean, knowing you, I can see why, but just how do you not let that go to your head? Like you get all of these different things at once. It's almost like you get, I mean, every model's dream in a snap of your fingers.
You know, like it's so weird because I never wanted to be a model. I was always like wanted to do something. Like you see me now, I'm so behind the scenes.
I noticed that.
And I'm so happy. Like I love being creative. I love working with a team. I have a big imagination. It's like too much sometimes, but I was just honestly trying to do the best that I could. I was like, if I'm going to get taken away from my family, I'm going to make this worth it. And so I was just really trying to be professional and show up and do a good job. And like, I remember just feeling bad. I was like, who got canceled from the shows? Like, I was like, wait. And I remember going to Valentino and seeing this model that I know, that I love, her like crossed out. And they put me up there on the board. And I was like, I felt bad, but I was so excited. But I just was thinking about my boyfriend and I just miss my friends and my family. And I was really trying to like navigate it and live up to my dad's standard and like not mess it up. So like, that's all I could think about is like, what do I do? I was so sheltered, you know, I didn't really like have much exposure to much.
I think though it must have worked to your advantage because there's something I told my husband about you and your whole team. There's something really down to earth about you that's very un-LA and New York. It's refreshing. And I'm assuming that's how you were when you were there. And I'm sure that stood out to the casting people and to Tom Ford. Like he was probably used to a certain like stereotypical model. And your energy's so light. Was that how it was?
Thank you. Maybe like the second person that really like discovered me was Karl Lagerfeld, and he was obsessed with Australians at the time.
Karl who? She's all to Karl and Tom and Eileen.
You know, I have a really funny story about Karl.
Please tell us.
So it's kind of embarrassing. I was like just trying to fit in, you know, but I was wearing like these fluoro, like acid wash pink Subi jeans and a Harley Davidson vintage t-shirt. That's all I had from home. Okay. It was my boyfriend's and he gave it to me. And I was wearing these crazy Gattaya Navarro shoes that had like, I was just wearing a crazy outfit. And I was running to my fitting because I already booked Fendi, like without even going to the casting. So I was like running and I saw this man, this very distinct man with like white like hair pulled back. And I had only just started watching fashion TV and I thought it was Ralph Lauren. And so I was like running like through in Milan. And he was like, Maria Carla. Do you know Maria Carla, the model? Oh my God, she's iconic, like iconic. She's still modeling to this day. Maria Carla Boscono. She's icon. Maria Carla. And I said, oh, no, I'm not Maria Carla. I'm Nicole. It's nice to meet you. And I shook his hand and he was with Amanda, his muse. He's like, I'm Nicole. She's like, I'm Amanda. And then I was like, what's your name?
That's so funny.
To Karl Lagerfeld.
He probably loved it though.
He goes like this, I don't have a name. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm really late for my fitting for Fendi. I must run. And I ran off and I go upstairs and like all the models are sitting there. And I was like, he walks in and I was like, who is that? And they were like, that's Karl Lagerfeld. And I was like, oh no, I just met him. And I asked him, what's his name? And the girls were like, you're going to get canceled. They were like, you need to go home and get dressed. Like, that was bad, right? That shouldn't have happened. And I was like, oh my God. So I left my fitting and I called my agency and I was like, this is what happened. And they're like, go to Versace. I had a Versace rehearsal because they had like 100-meter long runway. The shoes hadn't come in yet. We had to stay there. So I was sitting there and it was taking so long for the shoes to come. I remember sitting there for like 4, 5, 6 hours. It was like 1 a.m. at this point. We did the rehearsal and I went back to Fendi. And the Fendi show was at 8 a.m. So I had to be at Fendi at like 6 a.m. for hair and makeup, knowing I'm going to get canceled. So I go back. It's so late. Like people in fashion, they really work hard, you know? Like I saw all the behind the scenes and I do my fitting and Karl's like really like far on the other side of the room. I go behind a thing, I come out, do my fitting, they take the Polaroid, I do my next look, I take the Polaroid, and then I leave. I still think I'm getting canceled. And then I've got like 2 hours to the show. So I'm like, can I show up late? Because I just got done with the fitting. And they're like, no, this is your first season. You have to be there on time. And so I go there still thinking I'm getting canceled. Oh no, I missed a big part. When I walked into my fitting in a different outfit, he goes, Nicole from Australia, right? Because I was like, I'm Nicole. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. Anyway, he didn't cancel me. And he booked me for the Chanel Sport campaign right after. And he also booked me for the Lagerfeld Gallery, his campaign.
That
And
probably made you,
loved me.
it humanized you. He probably liked it.
He put me on the news in Paris. He's like, this is Nicole from Australia.
Oh my God.
It was like when he was filming like the Baz Luhrmann, Nicole Kidman, Moulin Rouge. You know, it was around that same time. Remember how he did the Chanel No. 5 campaign with her?
Yes.
Because she was like, we went to this dinner and she was like, she's so magical. Like
Beautiful.
it was just a magical
She's
time.
Australian, right?
She is.
Yeah.
She's like one of my favorite people. I feel like I've lived 9 lives. It's wild.
I mean, I'm like, which life do we go into?
I know. It's really crazy.
So from Milan and all these huge opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
do you know that you want to be an entrepreneur yet?
I was told that modeling has a 5-year shelf life. And my principal told me because I felt abandoned. I felt like everyone abandoned me by letting me go to New York. I was like, but how am I going to, I have no money. Like, how am I going to make it? You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I was like a straight A student. I come from a poor family and I was like, I'm going to make something from my life. You know, I was really smart and I was like, I am going to make something from my life.
So you're resourceful.
I was like, this has a 5-year shelf life. Let me try it. And then I'm going to come back as a mature age student. So I was studying the entire time I was in New York.
Oh my God.
I was like, this is not going to last. And that's what led me into business. I was always thinking that the job that I was on was going to be my last. I just didn't know. And I had the longest career. In fact, like I can still model to this day. It's just whether or not I want to leave my kids.
Seems like you can pick and choose. Yeah.
But like my business is it's doing really good. It needs a lot of nurturing and attention. And it's really where my heart is in that field, like empowering women, especially through this transition.
Where does business start to blossom? Like what's the first starting point of it?
It would have been before I left Australia. So I was like into it right away. Like I was asking my dad when I was 15, I want to save up. I want to buy real estate. Yeah. And I was really into it. I was just like, even when I first started making money, like a lot of money modeling, my first year I made a lot of money. I didn't spend any of it. I just bought real estate.
So you knew what to do with the money as you were making it, which is a lot of models don't.
I was investing in real estate.
So you've always been really resourceful, really entrepreneurial, really curious when it comes to money. It sounds like financially literate too.
I think money is not like as important to me as like what, like I felt rich in my household because of the love and the food and the family, you know?
Yeah.
It was just, to me, money represented like, it's funny because it's not true, but money represented like if you had money, you wouldn't fight. I didn't want to fight with my husband because I saw my parents fight over money a lot.
Huh.
And I was like, I don't want to fight over money, so let me just make money so then I don't fight. But obviously that's not true.
It's just eliminate. No, there's something, you'll find something else to fight about.
Anyway. Yeah. And so I just like didn't need anything, if that makes sense. So like when I was younger, when I made a lot of money, I literally called my family and I was like, what do you guys need? And I bought my grandparents a house. Their house that they grew up in, it was overrun by like some crime. And we literally like bought a piece of land and built them a house nicer than a house than I've ever lived in. You know, especially in New York, you pay so much money for a shitty little box. And then I called my dad and I was like, do you need anything? And he was like, no, I'm good. And then he was like, I just want you to move back to Australia. So let's buy some property here. And I did that. And all the time I was like wearing like Metal Militia sweatshirts, and like my mom wasn't like super into fashion. So it didn't she didn't really like, she was more into like gardening and cooking and dirt bikes. And, it was just like not a thing for me to spend thousands of dollars on a bag.
It makes sense though, because the juxtaposition of you is that it seems like I just said, you're really down to earth, but you also have such a taste and such a eye. So it's almost like that. You seems like you got that from like the modeling and the culture and all the things around it and seeing all these people's houses.
Yeah.
But then you do have that, like, I could see how your mother's like that. It's a great mix. Don't you think it's a good mix?
I think it's it's kind of like, if I invest in something, it's like diamonds, jewelry. Love diamonds and jewelry. Love a Chanel bag. Love a G-Wagon, for example. Like, it's the things that like hold value. So I don't invest in trend, right?
Okay.
So the BUMPSUIT is not a trend.
Right. That's why I like it.
But I will accessorize it with like beautiful things that are timeless. So I'm not like a person of trend. I'm about a person that like loves timeless things that can last forever in your wardrobe.
It's smart.
So I was like, BUMPSUIT has to be that for me, because it's got to last for maternity, also beyond, into however long you want to wear it.
Fitness, motherhood.
Yes, it's like the whole uniform.
You have to tell us the story of Naomi Campbell.
Yeah.
You have to tell us that story.
I am obsessed with her, first of all. Like, she is an icon.
A gazelle.
Oh, like, it's Naomi Campbell. I mean.
So
I love her so much. And I remember sitting before the show. I was in a really interesting time of my life. My dad was, he was battling with cancer and it wasn't going well. So my dad really wanted me to do the show because he wanted me to be back in Australia. He always wanted me to be home, and the show was filming in Australia, and my dad was living in New York with me doing a cancer treatment. And he was like, you should do this for your country. And I didn't feel it like intuitively. And I always think you should listen to your intuition, but I didn't. And I was really like, my mind was elsewhere. I even had like, they ask you when you do shows, what do you want? You can have like, what do you want in your green room? What is your specifications? Because you're under like hardcore hours. It's a long filming time. And I was like, I just really want to stick to my cleanse. I was on a cleanse, and I had a chef like make food from this book from my nutritionist. That was the naturopath that helped me through my pregnancies and everything. And I was really clear and clean, but I was really thinking about my dad. And I'd also just gone through a miscarriage. So you can understand, like, if you're going through that, things that are arbitrary or seem arbitrary, I just really wasn't with it.
And so what happens when you have to go show up and do this show?
So basically I show up, and I know that there was a lot of pre-stuff that I'd missed. Like, Naomi and I were meant to hang out a couple of times, and I had to miss a couple of things for personal reasons. And I remember getting on set and thinking, because the show format is about how you have to battle the other coaches to get the girl. So like, if me and Naomi wanted the same girl, I have to tell the girl why they should choose me. Okay. Oh. And I was like, what do I like? What can I give this girl that like Naomi? I don't have anything. And I was like, oh, I have more time probably, because she's a supermodel. She's like, must be, so busy, and like, she's producing the show, and I'm just a little old me. And so I was like, I think I might have one thing that she doesn't have. And I was like, no. And I was like, my time. And then it was like a disaster. And I don't know, like, why?
Why?
Because she was like, you don't think, and I thought it was all for TV, so I was kind of playing along. You don't think I could give the girls my time? And then I was fed something in my ear, and I like, said it.
You're performing though. You're right. It is for TV.
That's what I thought. But it just never got like, and I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. And so I kind of ate it, and I took it, and I was like, okay, this is just what it is right now. But
who'd the girl choose?
Of course she's going to choose Naomi. And then one of my girls got pregnant on the show, so I lost her. And then she voted off my last girl. And that's the scene on the show is like, the girls had to do a runway. And they weren't allowed to touch their dress. But I've done runways in, as I was saying about Karl Lagerfeld, you have to go to fittings till like 6 o'clock in the morning to make sure the clothes fit you.
Oh, it's so much
It's
work.
like, even at that level, you're really like in fittings at the very high end designers. You're in fittings all night long.
Not Kim Kardashian. She has a body double.
Yeah, well,
Smart.
yes, I know. And they have well, Naomi probably has one too.
Yeah, probably.
But I was like sitting, so I knew, well, yeah, maybe you actually solved the whole issue. Because I was like, she was like, your girl held her dress. And I was like, but Naomi, like, we're in fittings till 6 a.m. in like Paris and Milan. Like, these girls didn't even get a fitting. And then she was like, don't compare yourself to me. And I was like, I'm not.
So there was tension on the show, which makes for a good show. We can't have a flat show.
I think they canceled it after that. They were really like, it was pretty bad. The whole thing, the way that it was like perceived. And I had a lot of people reach out to me thinking that she was bullying me. And the way that I handled it was so graceful. And I was like, no, like, it was just all a big miscommunication. And like, I saw Naomi afterwards, after I had my baby. We like, she met my baby. She knows my husband well. But it's just funny how the internet can take it, or like people can switch it, and make it seem a certain way.
We just did an episode on Keeping Up with the Kardashians because we interviewed Kourtney.
Yeah.
And in the clip, it shows Kourtney sitting down and me saying hi to her and her not standing up, but it doesn't show the whole scene.
Yeah.
They edit it.
Yeah.
And so when they edit it, you don't see how Kourtney was gracious and amazing and so nice and lovely.
There's a scene where she's like, don't compare yourself to me. Like,
everyone's going to go
that's
Google
the
it.
one. And there's like a scene of her saying, Tyra Banks going like, you said to me, like, don't ever compare yourself to me. And she was like, I would never say that. And then the meme is like her saying to me, don't ever compare yourself to me on TV. But I just think it's, we have to take these things on the chin and just laugh at them. But I have like, I've always had so much respect for her. And it's just crazy how things can get,
the media.
Yeah. And just shown that way. And, or if she can even perceive, if I was disrespectful towards her in any way, like I was only trying to, put her on a pedestal, and be like, maybe my time.
So with all 3 pregnancies, I have taken Ritual. And the reason that I have taken the #1 best-selling prenatal Ritual is because you know what you're getting. Everything is traceable. So they select bioavailable key nutrients that are designed for optimal absorption. So we've talked about this on the Gary Brecka episode. It's very, very important to have a methylated folate. This is clinically proven to be well absorbed, and it's demonstrated over time a more efficient utilization of folate versus a leading prenatal with folic acid. So when you're reaching for a prenatal, you want to make sure it's methylated folate. And Ritual covers all this for you. I feel like what Ritual is selling me is peace of mind. I don't have to worry about what's in my supplement or what's going to the baby. Like, it's just all covered. Their prenatal multivitamin also has a lot of things that support breast milk, which is awesome if you're going to breastfeed. So they really think about the mom and the baby as a whole. I've just had a really positive experience with this brand. I'm a huge fan of the founder, Kat. She's a mom and she is designing everything for moms. Don't settle for less than evidence-based support. Get 40% off your first month at ritual.com/skinny. Start Ritual or add Essential Prenatal to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/skinny for 40% off. Pits, underboobs, thigh folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, vulvas, and feet, oh my. That's right. Enter Lumi, a full, whole body deodorant. Safe to use anywhere on your body. Okay, this is amazing. If you're looking for something that's baking soda free, paraben free, and pH balanced for safe use below the waist, Lumi has you covered. It's the #1 whole body deodorant formula. So if you want something that is clinically proven to block odor all day long and control odor for 72 hours, you have to check out their products. They have a solid deodorant stick. This has mandelic acid in it to stop odor before it starts. I'm a huge mandelic acid fan, always have been since I started the blog. It's a great ingredient. They also have a sweat control deodorant, which is for pits and privates and beyond. And then they have a spray deodorant. And I think the most important point here is that it's aluminum free. This is great for hard to reach places. They have a couple different scents. They have Vanilla Bliss. They have Clean Tangerine, Lavender Sage, or Toasted Coconut. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack. Use code SKINNY for 15% off your first purchase at lumideodorant.com. That's code SKINNY at LUMEDEODORANT.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Lumi. Meat bowls, they're all the rage. Everyone should try one. I love a meat bowl. I love a daily meat bowl. Lately, I've been chopping up sweet potatoes. I've been doing a little bit of black beans. I do my steak, and then I add a little crunch. And I have been adding some Taylor Farms sweet kale. It is like a chopped salad kit, and it comes ready to go. No chopping, slicing, or leaving half a cabbage in your fridge. We've all done it. This is just fresh greens. It's yummy with dressing. You could do topping. I like it in a meat bowl. You could mix it up. You could play with it. But the point is it's ready to go. It's saving you time. Taylor Farms chopped salad kits also come in Caesar, avocado ranch, and Mediterranean crunch. Don't sleep on the Mediterranean crunch. It's really, really good if you want to do, I don't know, like a Greek salad meat bowl. I also really like making a hamburger bowl. And so I'll just use the avocado ranch or the sweet kale in my hamburger bowl. And I'll add like chopped red onions and cheddar cheese and tomato slices, some jalapeno. It's so, so good. If you guys haven't tried Taylor Farms chopped salad kits, you have to try them. Grab a Taylor Farms chopped salad kit and get your salad together. I want to know how you go from being on a show with Naomi to being the talk of the internet with that, to then having BUMPSUIT and being a mom of 3. What is the interim of that?
Okay, so from modeling in New York, I always knew that there was something else for me. So I was really doing it, and it was an education. Think about it. You're on sets with art directors, stylists, photographers, the best of the best. I got to meet everybody. I worked for all the magazines, campaigns, runway, everything. I got to be in the houses, like the house of Versace, the house of Gucci, the house of Valentino, everything. So I was really absorbing everything that was around me. And I was also studying at the New School at the same time. I was studying 20th century literature, sociology, film, acting. I was studying. I was really trying to like focus on what's next. And then I met my husband. And I really, like, as I said, my father was battling cancer. I had a miscarriage, and my husband and I, we wanted to get married first before we had babies, but I was like, I don't want to wait. And when I was promoting the show, I had like an ovarian cyst, and I had to go to the hospital, and they had to like put me on drugs to let it pass, and the press tour had to get cut. I was going through stuff like that, you know. I really wanted to have kids. Like, it was really important to me, so important to me. And I didn't want to not be able to have kids. So I wanted to transition at that point. And I said to my husband, I really want to have kids now. I've had, at that point, you know, 16 years of modeling. It was way beyond what I thought. I owned properties. I was successful. I was like, I'm good. Like, let's do this. And I moved to Austin to have my first baby. And going through pregnancy, just, you know, I started developing a business to empower women.
So what does it come out of though? Are you like, there's nothing cute on the market, I can't do this Amazon fucking moo anymore? Like where are you like, there is white space here and I'm going to disrupt it?
Yeah. So with BUMPSUIT, it was, going through baby number 1, baby number 2. I had like an extremely traumatic home birth, the first one. Second one, went to a hospital, it was great. Third one, I was like, there's not enough information about this. Like, there needs to be more talk about this because none of my friends had babies at the time. I read all the books and everything, but I was like, I want more. And so I started investigating, and I never bought maternity. I hated maternity.
Horrific.
Some people would send me stuff because I was a model, and I'd be like, I don't even know how you got my address. Get this out of here.
Yeah.
It made me feel so bad about myself, and
Yeah.
you're already feeling bad about yourself. So I was like, hell no.
It's almost like they said like, okay, we're gonna put you in the most unattractive period of your life. And I'm just speaking from my experience. Like you don't feel super attractive at this point. And then they're like, and now we're gonna give you something so unattractive to wear on top of that.
Yeah.
It's
With like stretchy toddler bands and things like that.
backwards thinking.
And yeah, it is. And yeah, it's like Edward Scissorhands took to something.
Yeah.
And you're like, I already feel like shit.
Yeah.
Thanks for making me feel like
Worse.
a science project.
Yeah.
And I had 2 kids and I was really dabbling in business, and my husband's, always away traveling. I have no family here. And I was like, I need something that I can just put on every day and not have to think about it, feel comfortable, not have acid reflux, like burning my esophagus. And I just made this thing,
You made it.
It wasn't a BUMPSUIT yet. It was like a 4-way stretch, onesie, because I had a onesie from like a cheap brand and it was like ripping. It had no stretch. It had a broken zipper, and I was like, let's get some YKK zippers. Let's double line this thing. Let's make some custom fabric. And I just made it for me. And my friend was like, why are you hiding that? Like, I never even thought to like innovate in maternity. I was really thinking about innovating in other fields. Like, I had a jewelry business and I wanted to innovate there. And then she was like, you're hiding this from people. Like, women need this. You look good. And I would like wear my BUMPSUIT, and then I would go home and I'd face plant and sleep in it. And then I'd wake up and just put a different jacket on. And
You can
sleep in it.
I do it all
Have
the time.
you slept in your BUMPSUIT
I've done
yet?
all kinds of things in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you should just put a hole in the vagina and I could have sex in it and never get out of it.
Yeah. So like it was that vibe.
Take a horror shower.
Yeah. Yes.
Listen, everything's harder pregnant. Put a snap at the bottom of it so I don't have to take it off.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we'll do that.
I'm requesting that. I would like one that
Could be our next collab.
Okay, can I have a snap one that I can just
We'll call
open
it
it
the
up?
bus stick.
That's how lazy I am at this point.
The bus stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I was just like, it was like, some things I study meditation and I believe in like that there's a higher power working through us. And I really acted like a creative portal at that point. And I was like, just tell me what to do.
You did for women. Thank you.
Yeah. I was like, tell me what to do. And BUMPSUIT, that name came to me. And I went home and I trademarked it and I bought the domain and everything. And I was like, how does no one have this name? BUMPSUIT.
And what year is this?
The idea was 2019, but we launched in 2020, right before COVID, like 1 month before COVID hit.
Well, you launched in 2020.
So 2019, I was developing it. I was breastfeeding my baby and I was pregnant with another one, like right after. And so I was really like in the weeds.
And who is your first big hit? Because it kind of took off like wildfire. I feel like I saw a lot of really amazing people wearing it.
Yeah.
What was something where you checked your sales on Shopify and you were like, shit?
One of those moments was crazy. Like, we had a lot of celebrities wearing it, a lot of like influencers wearing it, but the one where I kept my ringer on because I was doing it from home, like fulfilling orders, everything with the baby in a Moses basket. My husband thought I was crazy. I had all the inventory. It was COVID. And the ringer, when the sale hits, was still on at that point. And I was like, ding, 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 ding. It was like crazy. I was like, what is happening? Hannah Bronfman was wearing the support waist trainer which I actually have on now. I wear it all the time still. And she posted it. She's like, I don't believe in snapback culture, but this product is like it. And she did this whole very real post on Instagram, and it just went crazy.
I want to talk about this waist trainer. Okay,
Yeah.
so a little bit of context with both of my babies that I've had. I've worked with Belly Bind
Yes.
with Princess. A lot of people who listen to the podcast will know who I'm talking about. She came in LA with my first one, and she would bind my stomach with this beautiful like silk.
Yeah.
And then she flew to Austin for Towns, and she binded my stomach. And she's doing it this time with this baby. But when I started talking to you, you told me that you guys also did this collab where if you can't have Princess come to you and bind you, there's a waist trainer that like literally does it. And you were telling me how you use it, and I feel like the audience would be very intrigued.
Yeah. So that ritual of binding that Princess does, it comes from like ancient rituals. So
it's not snapback culture.
It's not. It's really not.
It's pop the uterus back in because mine was hanging out.
You need it as a woman.
Yeah.
Like it's like an ancient ritual. Ayurveda culture, Ayurveda, they have Ayurvedic postpartum doulas, which I have. After studying like transcendental meditation, it was like really important for me to follow the philosophies, which is really supporting the woman to recover after birth. So the binding of the stomach traditionally is actually to help support your organs come back into place and your spine, and to give you a core, because you're breastfeeding right after if you are able to. So what are you going to do? Like, how are you going to support yourself at night? You need something. You know, it provides compression. It's all about healing. And in Ayurveda, they have Vata, Kapha, and Pitta energy. When you have a baby, you have a lot of Vata energy, which is air energy. So you feel like once you give birth, you feel light. Like all that weight is gone. So you need to ground yourself again. And all of the warm foods, warm teas, foods like chai lattes, things like this, and like all the warm food is meant to be the only thing you eat for like 2 weeks after you give birth in Ayurvedic culture. So I was like, how do we do that in a very practical way? Because who has time to bind? It takes a long time, and it's really quite, it can be aggressive. So we developed the support waist trainer, which is like,
Yeah, show us.
so we have like, throw it to me. I have it on.
You're wearing the actual
Well,
waist
I'm
trainer.
wearing it. So yeah, I wear it still.
Oh, you're wearing it with a bra. I thought that was a bodysuit. So it's a BUMPSUIT bra with the waist trainer.
Yeah. And so basically it's
That's
like,
cute.
it's actually really low. It goes over the hip bone, you know?
That is so cute. It almost looks like a bodysuit.
Yeah. It's really thin, and it's just got a boning in it. So it's not like aggressive. It's really stretchy. See?
So it also, I feel like it's designed, I correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like designed for a woman, whereas like the ones on Amazon feel like they're like thrown together. This looks like something I would like wear out under what you're wearing.
Yeah, you can wear it under jeans.
And you still wear it even though...
I wear it all the time. We wear it in the office.
Why?
It supports,
'Cause
like
it supports
even
your
our
posture.
pediatrician wears it because she had back surgery. People that work at an office job wear it. I wear it when I'm working out. On planes, it's like the best thing to stop
Because
bloating.
it holds you up. Oh, that's so
like,
smart.
you know how you get bloated?
So it's like compression socks for your stomach.
Exactly. Compression socks for your stomach. Like if I don't wear this on the plane, I'm bloated, and I'm also so gassy too. If I wear this, should I not have said that?
So tell me how you wear it post-birth.
Jen's like, I fly with her. I know.
Jen's like, woo!
It's getting hot in here. So yeah, so basically it's a compression band for postpartum healing, but also you can wear it through life to stop bloating. You can wear it to sleep. You can wear it, it's comfortable enough to sleep in, and you can wake up with a flat stomach. It's overall just really helpful.
So say someone's giving birth.
Yeah.
You said you put it on in the hospital.
I put it on like 24 hours after I gave birth. You have to talk to your doctor, obviously.
Talk to your doctor. I say
But,
this every episode,
you know,
though. It's like...
I felt so great.
So you put it on, did you go like a larger size than you would think?
Yeah, I usually like size down. So I'll get like 1 or 2 sizes above and I'll like really just see how I'm feeling.
And it just holds everything in.
Yeah, it does.
It supports you.
It supports you. It helps you. Like the way that I would describe it, if I were to describe it in words, is like when you put it on, you feel automatically like a superhero. You just feel better. You're standing up straight. You're like, I'm ready to tackle this.
Also, you've been like Quasimodo hunchback of Notre Dame for like Dom, whatever.
Yeah.
9 to 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like,
Yeah. It feels so good. Like I just feel like, you know, I can do this.
Yeah.
It's just that feeling. It's like, I've got this. So it's like getting your makeup done. You're like, okay.
You feel fresh.
Yeah. You're just like, okay.
And
this is what I need.
It's like a superpower. And you can wear it forever. Because I wear my belly bind that Princess does for me. I think I wore it for like a week.
Yeah, like you kept it on.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Is like, I mean,
I was committed.
Princess, she might even do it for you. She'll put our support waist trainer on underneath her binding.
Okay, so just extra support.
Yeah, they really pair really well together.
Well, what I wanted to do was continue the energy of what Princess did.
Yeah.
After she left, and now that I know that I can do that with your waist trainer, yeah, it's genius.
This is like, I can't believe you didn't have this on the first 2 babies, because this was like one of our first products. We had 10, and we've had this since the beginning, and it's still our best-selling product.
I think what I have found so interesting about doing this collaboration with you is your stuff is not just for pregnancy. It's not just for maternity. Like it really can take you throughout each chapter of a woman's journey, like the postpartum journey. Like you can use the waist trainer, and then I also saw you in the shoot in this super cute jumpsuit. It was like a workout athleisure jumpsuit. And my best friend Gillian, she I think went and bought it, and she's not pregnant. Like it's just really flattering.
Yeah. BUMPSUIT, I hate maternity wear. So like we call ourselves like the maternity company.
Yeah.
So everything that we sell, you can wear afterwards. And we actually fit it that way. So when we are developing product, we have a pregnant model and a non-pregnant model, and we have to make sure that it fits both so that you're investing in a wardrobe piece for the future. Yeah. And so like all the BUMPSUITs, the Lucy, the one that we have in the collab, it's the best-selling BUMPSUIT style. I wear that all the time, still to this day. It's just so easy.
It's so comfortable.
It's so easy. And it's really easy to style. You can wear it lounging. You can wear it on a date night. It's like whatever. You can put sneakers on and go for a walk in it. It's just one and done.
Versatile.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's why it's been, I think, so successful and nobody's been able to duplicate it. There's so many copies out there, but we have like custom fabric and nobody has been able to get our softness.
You also have your team and your essence, which makes a big difference.
Yeah. Our community is beautiful. Like our team and our community, it really just makes going to work so much joy. It's like, wow, I get to do this. And all of our community is really involved in developing products with us and testing them and trying them out and giving feedback. We really want to make motherhood like desirable from a product perspective. You want to think like, I get to wear a BUMPSUIT. I get to rock a BUMPSUIT. I get to wear the active wear. I get to get the armadillo baby carrier. I get to get the support waist trainer. Like we're going into beauty very soon. We're bringing out a postpartum kit like this year, and we're bringing humor and joy and like really just trying to raise the vibration and bring some kind of like energizing spirit and camaraderie into this crazy journey that us women have to go on. It's like, wild. I'm just always like, whatever we do, let's make people smile. Like, how do we infuse a smile? How do we get a smile in there? And so we're really just bringing that like lightheartedness and camaraderie to our products. And it's really exciting, like what we have planned, because you're really going to see that essence in the postpartum kit, when we go into beauty. It's like really innovative there. When we're going into other product categories too down the line. And it's just like, how do we make it like desirable? Like, oh, I'm pregnant, I get to wear a BUMPSUIT. And I'll have the products forever.
That's why I wanted to do a collab with you. This is why I wanted to do the collab with you in the first place, because I am someone who has worn the brand in my pregnancies. It's made me feel so much better in a time where you don't necessarily feel the best.
Yeah.
And when I look forward to putting it on. And so I was like, I feel like everyone who is in my community, if they have not tried BUMPSUIT, which I'm sure a lot of them have, they have to try it.
Yeah.
It's like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Tell us, why did you decide, and how do you pick who you collab with?
So we've been dying to collab with you.
I know.
We've
feel
been
like it's synergistic.
manifesting it for so long.
We both were manifesting it.
I'm such a fan. And honestly, I was saying to my team today, getting to work with you, like, you're my favorite person we've ever worked with. You're so incredibly
nice.
creative, really a part of the process. Like, loved having all of your feedback. Like, it's a true collaboration. Sometimes when you work with people, it's like you get a bit of them or their team. But with you, it's like so cool to see how involved you are, you know, with everything.
I want it to be a home run. I always say this to our team, like, it's so important. I feel like you guys have the same ethos, that it's a home run for 3 entities. It has to be a home run for me. It has to be a home run for you. But most importantly, it has to be a home run for the community.
Yes.
And I think sometimes with collaborations, people are just looking at like you and I. It needs to also be a home run for them.
Yeah.
And I want them to open this box and be so excited and feel the same way that I felt the whole time wearing this.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a BUMPSUIT right now. If you guys watch YouTube too, my whole outfit head to toe, it's so comfortable. You actually introduced me to this set. What is this set called?
So this is new for us. It was our first denim, like,
so cute.
Our first kind of like venture into denim. It sold out like immediately.
Oh,
I think it sold out in like a day.
Is it sold out now?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think we're gonna get it back.
It's on pre-order. Okay, I'm obsessed
It's on
with
pre-order.
this.
Yeah, it's on pre-order. So the denim, because I'm like so anti-toddler stretchy band denim. So the denim, I just can't. The denim you can wear afterwards, and it's going to be so cute.
Yeah, it's
like
really
a boat
cute.
pant. It's like a fold over.
I feel
really cute.
I feel fresh in it. I don't feel like an old sow.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're trying to do, is like make you feel like I'm pregnant, but I'm still me.
Yeah,
right.
Like I'm not an udder. You know, like sometimes like when I'm sleeping, it feels like a cow on the side. Like, you know, can you picture it? Like but when I put BUMPSUIT on, I don't feel like that. That's how I would describe BUMPSUIT to someone. How do you balance your husband, who's extremely successful?
Yeah.
Bobby, we had the founder on the podcast, and it was crazy to hear all about the formula industry. Bobby isn't just another formula, it's a movement. And it's one that was started with a mom who wanted something better for her babies and yours. And they have done 3 years of research, testing, retesting, with a mom-led development to create Bobby. Bobby has launched the world's first USDA organic whole milk infant formula that's manufactured right here in the United States. And a lot of people have asked, why whole milk? Because milk fat matters. So it's the closest formula to breast milk with creamy goodness, plus fewer plant-based oils. What I like about this formula is it has DHA in it, and this supports brain development, which is really, really important in the first year of life. Their ingredients also meet the strictest organic standards, literally in the world, because USDA organic isn't something you buy, it's something that you have to earn. They're clean label certified and recently named Consumer Reports' top choice for formula. It's trusted by 500,000 plus parents nationwide and counting. Plus, it tastes good. Don't take my word for it. Your baby's bottle will tell you. And we got to try it on air. We literally got to try the formula. It's really good. Exclusively for him and her listeners, Bobby is offering an additional 10% off on your purchase with the code SKINNY. Visit hibobby.com for more details. That's HIBOBBIE.com. We are partnering with Faye. So could your relationship with food use an upgrade? Faye is a revolutionary platform that connects you with your own personal registered dietitian. This is wild. It makes expert nutrition guidance accessible and affordable. So if you're looking for help to lose weight or improve your general health or even manage a health condition,
Faye has a specific dietitian that's right for you. And the best part of this is that all the dietitians on Faye accept insurance. So they have over 700 plus insurance plans accepted. So you'll likely pay zero out of pocket, $0, which is wild. You should know that 93% of Faye clients reported an improved relationship with food and 85% reached their target weight. A third-party study showed that clients lost 2.9 times more weight working with a dietitian through Faye compared to comparable weight loss programs. Faye really has the most amazing dietitians that specialize in over 30 areas, including weight loss. They have sports nutrition, women's health, like PCOS and postpartum. They have gut health, eating disorders, and many more. Meeting with the dietitian is really, really simple. They have virtual or in-person sessions, and you can customize your experience. Having a personalized nutritionist used to cost big bucks, but not anymore with Faye. Listeners of the Him and Her show can qualify to see a registered dietitian for as little as $0 by visiting fayenutrition.com/skinny. That's fayenutrition.com/skinny. One last time, that's fayenutrition.com/skinny. And make sure you use this URL so they know that I sent you.
Let's talk about Haya Health. Lauren and I spend so much time on this show delivering you guys information all around how to live your best, healthiest lives. As adults, we look at all of the things that we should be taking, all the supplements, all the vitamins, but let's not forget about our children, the most important people in our lives. Typical children's vitamins are basically candy in disguise, filled with 2 teaspoons of sugar, unhealthy chemicals, and other gummy additives growing kids should never eat. That's why Haya created a superpowered chewable vitamin that children love. I know personally our kids look forward to Haya every single morning. They wake up, they pick the color out that they want, and then they start their day with essential vitamins that kids can enjoy and thrive on. All of Haya's products are formulated with the help of pediatricians and nutritional experts. Haya is pressed with a blend of 12 organic fruits and veggies, then supercharged with 15 essential vitamins and minerals, including vitamin D, B12, C, zinc, folate, and many others to help support immune systems, energy, brain function, mood, concentration, teeth, bones, and more. Of course, it's non-GMO, vegan, dairy-free, allergy-free, gelatin-free, nut-free, and everything else you can imagine. And every single batch is third-party tested for heavy metals and microbiomes in a qualified GMP-compliant lab. So you know what you're giving your children is healthy for them, it's good for them, and it's all with the greatest ingredients. And are you tired of battling with your kids to eat their greens? Haya now has Kids Daily Greens plus Superfoods, a chocolate-flavored greens powder designed specifically for kids, packed with 55 plus whole food ingredients to support brain power, development, and digestion. Just 1 scoop, shake, and sip with milk or any other non-dairy beverage for a delicious and nutritious boost your kids will actually enjoy. Like I said, Lauren and I love Haya, our kids love Haya, and your kids will too. So check them out. The same multivitamin that more than 1 million kids and parents love are now available at Disney's The Lion King with a new Lion King unboxing experience, including Lion King bottle and Lion King stickers. And of course, we've worked out a special deal with Haya for their best-selling children's vitamin. Receive 50% off your first order. To claim this deal, you must go to hayahealth.com/skinny. This deal is not available on their regular website. Go to HIYAHEALTH.com/skinny and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults.
One product that has transformed not only my sleep, but my jawline is mouth tape. I mouth tape every single night. There is not a night that goes by that I miss mouth taping. And the first thing that I notice is I wake up with way more energy. When you're nose breathing all night, you get so much more oxygen. It's incredible. And also it supports your tongue posture while you sleep, which sculpts your jawline and makes it stronger. So what I've noticed is better tongue posture, better sleep, more energy in the morning. I cannot live without it. The other night I actually fell asleep for like 2 hours without my mouth tape, and I woke up with a dry mouth. I felt like I was almost like hungover. I can't explain it. I have to have this as my nightly routine. So what I do is after my skincare, I put the Skinny Confidential mouth tape on. It has a tiny little slit so you can use a straw if you get thirsty in the middle of the night to drink. And then I sleep with it all night. And then in the morning, I mist my face. I remove it. And it is the sleep hack of a lifetime. I know anyone who is looking for a better sleep, more energy in the morning, and a more sculpted jawline will love it. You can shop it now at shopskinnyconfidential.com. That's shopskinnyconfidential.com. Your success and 3 children. What are your secrets. And I don't know if balance is a good word.
Yeah. I'm not one of those people that are like, I just do it. Like, I think something always gets sacrificed.
100%.
And, I have to choose like what is going to get sacrificed. And it's not perfect. I really right now am really focused on trying to find a balance, but something's got to give. The kids right now are in that stage, they're not babies anymore. It's hard for me to put them with a babysitter or a nanny because they need mom and dad. So I'm really like focusing on time with them. Like I'll do like a foot massage every night for 20 minutes for each of them just to like, this is a new thing, by the way.
What?
Because they're actually talking. And when your kids start actually having full conversations with you, it's awesome I'm not a story. I don't like, I like them reading books to me, but like when I started reading books to them, I do it, but I fall asleep. It puts me to sleep too. And I'm like, I have like 100 emails in my inbox. Like I can't be going to sleep. So I changed my ritual for like, you read to me while I give you a foot massage, or we can talk about your day. So they get to choose.
Amazing.
And they're all like reading now. So
how old?
10, 7, and 5.
Okay.
And so, usually they all want to talk to me about their day. So it's a really great bonding time that we have together. And that has been monumental. Also, I'm a glass half full person. I look at things like what's the positive, not what's the negative.
How do you and your husband keep it sexy when he's gone? What's the tips?
Like
put on a
Skype
bumpsuit.
sex? Is that still a thing?
No, I don't even mean like sex. I just mean like, how did you guys go on date night? Like, what do you guys do to keep it spicy? Not necessarily just with sex.
I think like distance makes it spicy.
Yeah. Like, I think it's great to have a little distance. Sometimes when Michael's driving me so nuts, I will give him distance. I'll create distance.
It's important.
Yeah, I agree. I want him to call me and be like, when are you home?
Yeah.
And I'm like, trust me. Michael, if you're listening, maybe take a trip.
That's the book. I want all of my daughters to read that book.
Why Men Love Bitches?
Mm-hmm. I think it's a really important book for women to read, to be empowered, feel empowered. It's like, there was this woman, she was like a goddess laying on a sunbed and her husband was by her and he walked away for a second. She looked at me and Jen and she was like, do you know how much power you have? And I was like, whoa, like, I don't know if I know that.
Hold on, that's the next BUMPSUIT commercial. You should do that woman laying on a lounge chair wearing BUMPSUIT, and that's what she says.
Yeah, I think women need to really know.
Before we get into the whole collaboration, you have to tell us before wellness, diet, beauty, health, any secrets that you have. Because you look amazing after 3 children. Like, what's the tips? Are you a certain diet?
We Care Spa. I don't know if you've heard of it.
We Care Spa.
If you haven't, Girls Weekend, we're going. Okay. I've been going to this place for like 15 years and Donna Karan and Tom Ford, they frequent this place. And she's just like renovated it and it's gorgeous. It's basically like a detox retreat, but it's based around colonics.
Okay.
It's all about the lymph system. So I'm all about the lymph system. So like jumping on the trampoline with my kids, I'm like, this is so fun. There's a trampoline outside of your room, like a mini one.
So smart.
Yep. You've really got to shake it up. So I really believe in that sauna every day. I have an infrared sauna at my house. That's something I was like, am I going to pay, $15,000 to go on this trip? Or am I going to pay $15,000 and get an infrared sauna in my house that I'll have forever?
Agreed.
I think it's the best investment. And I've got the biggest sauna. You can get one that's like $3,000, but it's the best investment to make because you should be using it every day you can. There is so much toxicity in what we eat and what we drink and what we breathe, and you need to get it out. So I really believe in like sweating, the lymph system, dry brushing, anything that evolves around lymphatic system.
You're big on
draining it. Yeah. And so I go to We Care Spa like once a year, and I also do like a cleanse where I'll like not eat for a day just to give my system a reset. I don't do colonics at all during the year. I only do them there because I don't know if it's good for your gut health to be doing colonics, and I don't do colonics just to flatten my stomach. I use the support waist trainer instead. But I I will literally just do them there for a really intense period. And they also are giving you probiotics and you're eating a certain way. You're having
I need to
smoothies.
try this.
So it's like really geared for that. You should look it up.
Okay.
It's magical. And you're also doing at the same time, like a lot of like, you're doing magnesium wraps and you use a lot of castor oil, which you use.
I love castor oil.
Use a lot of castor oil.
And how many days do you go?
You can go anywhere from 2 nights to like 7 nights. I mean, some people live there. There's
All the
people
time.
that have been there. But it really, honestly, because I took a break from going there while I was pregnant and breastfeeding, and I went back 3 years ago, and I haven't been sick, like not even a cold, since I've been going there. And I also did this crazy cleanse. So you take phosphoric acid 3 times a day while you're there for 3 days, and then on the last day you do like a quarter of a cup of olive oil and a quarter of a cup of lemon juice, and you shot it, and then you got to lay on your side for 30 minutes, I think 30 minutes. And the next day I had like in my colonic, like green, like lime green color, like stones, about like 30 of them, this big,
Stop.
come out of me.
From what?
It's like all the buildup. And basically what
Did you
happens,
feel so good?
I've never felt better. I have never felt better. It was like I was carrying a weight. I bet you it was heavy too.
Also
Basically,
anesthesia and epidural and birth and blah and all the makeup and beauty products
alcohol,
and
all the
pollution.
processing. Yeah. So it was so crazy because
That's cool.
I actually like, it's so gross, but so I did my colonic, and colonics are so clean there as well. It's like going to get a massage. Like you don't smell anything. There's no like nothing. But they didn't pass in my colonic, but I went to the bathroom. I felt this like pain afterwards. I went to the bathroom and they passed, and the colonic person was like, take a photo. So I got my iPhone to take a photo, and it was an automatic toilet and it flushed. So I never got to show her because they're really obsessed.
Carson really wanted to see it, so that he's really bummed that you don't have that photo on your phone as
They're
a screensaver.
obsessed with what comes out of your body. It's crazy. But
I bet they can dissect it.
you know what happens? It's because of the phosphoric acid. So it softens and it softens the whatever those hardened whatever it is in there that it spits
Maybe it's
out.
like microplastics. Who knows what it is?
Yeah, and so when if they pass through to your gore, it's a gallstone.
Does it hurt after, or it only feels good?
It hurt right before I passed them. It was like a pain, and then I've never felt better since that happened. I've never felt better.
This sounds weird, but like we accumulate so many different things as humans as we get older and go on
Mm-hmm.
that you almost don't even know that you don't feel good until a weight is lifted.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Definitely. Yeah.
And I could see why that's something that you're like, whoa, I didn't even know how bad I felt.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm like, everyone needs to do this.
I want to try that.
I think, it depends on your body type, but I think when you go to We Care Spa, they do the biometric profiling. So you do biofeedback, it's called, and they can tell like what's going on in your body.
Okay. You sold me on that.
It's really crazy.
Okay. Lauren Bostic times BUMPSUIT. It's live, a collaboration that I am personally so proud of. And I don't even know if you know this, but I have never done a collaboration where I've put my name on it. I've done Skinny Confidential collaborations, but this is really special to me because I was able to curate everything with you and your incredible team every step along the way. So
Wow.
I'm very excited about this.
We're so honored.
And there's limited. It's exclusive, so it will sell out. But why I'm excited is that you don't have to be pregnant to get these kits, okay? So you can be just someone who wants to feel flattered and tight and held in
Yeah.
in the cutest, most stylish, elevated, intentional clothing.
Yeah.
You tell us what each kit contains.
So the kit that is the no-brainer that everyone needs to get is the sleep kit.
Yes.
the Cloud loungewear, which
Comfortable.
I think you were wearing when you announced your pregnancy.
This is so weird.
And we were like, oh my God, she's wearing BUMPSUIT. We have to work with her. I think you were wearing the Cloud pant.
I was, but also you guys, pajamas irritate your lymphatic system. So I never really wear them except with this set. It doesn't cut you off. I love the set.
It's really interesting. Like Ruma Willis, she said that BUMPSUIT fabric was the only fabric that she could wear that didn't irritate her skin, which is crazy. It's so soft, like there's nothing like it. But the Cloud set is unbelievable. And that is in the first kit with the mouth tape. So you'll have the best sleep ever. And I think you can choose out of the ice pink Cloud set, which is new, or the ivory Cloud set. Cloud is just like, everyone needs a Cloud set.
And the ice pink is like so pale, it's almost white.
Yeah.
It's not like really loud pink. It's the perfect, like really pale shade.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Buttery soft.
Yeah. Buttery soft.
Yeah.
And then for the second kit, it's like a new mom kind of kit. So it's got the support waist trainer, the Lucy, which you can wear through pregnancy and postpartum, and the armadillo baby carrier with the mouth tape and the mint roller, which I'm so obsessed with.
I love that you love it.
And that's like, I mean, I love all the products. I was like, how do we do more? And we might have to do some more kits.
Well, yeah, I feel like we have a lot of fun things that we can do in the next a couple months or year. We have some ideas brewing, but I think the audience is really going to love each of these kits.
Lauren Bostick for BUMPSUIT Sleep Kit and Lauren Bostick for BUMPSUIT Ultimate Mom Kit.
Yep. And also I did a curated edit on your site of my favorites.
Yes.
This is the only baby carrier I will be wearing, and there's a reason for that. You explained how you thought about it. You thought about it really differently than another baby carrier. So explain that.
Yeah. So I had like the most beautiful baby carrier when I had my babies, but it was like the most stunning one, but it just had no utility.
We have to have utility.
Yeah.
And also, like, I can't be buckling into like Fort Knox, like a mental institution jack. I gotta just strap it on.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be easy.
Time.
Like moms are on the go.
Yeah.
User friendly. So ours is super user friendly. It's the easiest one to get on, but it also has utility. So it has a back lumbar, which is so important to support your sacrum after giving birth, especially. You need that. And you can wear it for hours and hours and hours with no pain. It's very well balanced. It has padding in the straps, but the weight balance is really great. I use it with my 3.5-year-old, which is, she's just way too big for it, but she still loves it. And I can wear her in it, which is like, you don't need to do that.
You think I could wear my 2-year-old?
If you're, yes, you can definitely wear your 2-year-old. Have Michael use it while you're pregnant.
Can I use it on Michael right now?
Yeah.
I just got that motherfucker empathy belly. Do you know what that is? It's a fake stomach for him to wear all day long.
I want to see a photo.
Day long. And
you have to post it.
Maybe he can wear empathy belly and I will get strapped in on his chest with a BUMPSUIT carrier. The one that I bought is the oyster one.
Yeah.
And this is amazing that you're telling me I can wear my 2-year-old in it.
Yeah, you can. Definitely. I mean, 100%.
Okay.
So we have a phone pocket. We have a pocket for your water bottle, anything you want to hang off of it. We have a weather cover as well.
Smart.
Which like...
You can breastfeed in it?
Yes, breastfeeding, privacy cover. You can just kind of loosen the strap and go on a hike and breastfeed at the same time.
Do we have a code for everyone to go shop?
Let's make one.
Okay. Go to bumpsuit.co and use code skinny. You get 15% off. I am telling you, these kits are going to sell out. There's a page with all of my picks on there. We're also doing a giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about the giveaway, because the billboard moment.
So we've got Lauren plastered all over New York and LA. She's looking like Lauren, like super elevated, iconic, high fashion. We have wild postings all throughout Soho. We've got a billboard of you on West Broadway and Canal. Iconic, coming right out of the Holland Tunnel. You'll see her really like, you're going to be like on top of New York City just as you come out of the Holland Tunnel. And if you go around New York and you find Lauren's billboard or wild postings and take a selfie and tag us, we'll send you a kit.
We're also giving away a curated kit. All you guys have to do to win this curated kit, it's a good one. It does have that waist trainer in it, so get excited. All you have to do is go to my latest Instagram at Lauren Bostic and at BUMPSUIT on Instagram and tell us your favorite takeaway of this episode with Nick. I loved this because it was fun to just do you and I. I told you we'll do an episode, a him and her episode with you and your husband at some point. But this was fun to just talk pregnancy and your journey and all your tips and colonics. Where can everyone say hi to you and drop into your DMs? And where can they find the brand?
The brand is at BUMPSUIT on Instagram and bumpsuit.co. And I am at Nick Trunfio. If you guys saw Lauren's teaser, Mean Girls, homage to Mean Girls, if you guys do one of them using her audio and tag us on TikTok, we'll also send you a little something. And yeah, come say hi. Sign up to our BUMPSUIT community. We have chat threads in all the cities. We do mom walks around America. So if you DM us, we'll add you to our mom group. And I think it's really cool because all the moms, they like swap advice and products and things like that there. And it's just a really nice community.
Nick, BUMPSUIT team, thank you guys so much for everything. I could not be more excited. It's now live. Go shop BUMPSUIT.
Yay!
I'm so excited. Go shop bumpsuit.co and check out our collaboration.
Yes.
It's a good one.
It's the best. It's the best.